Where is your company's most valuable asset right now? I'm not talking about your factories or your inventory. I'm talking about your data. Do you know which country it's physically in? Because in 2025, the location of your data is not a technical detail. It's a critical business, legal, and security decision. The cloud is not a cloud. It has borders. Ignoring them is one of the biggest risks you can take. This brings us to sovereign cloud. Think of your data like a priceless asset you place in a bank vault. You need to know which country the vault is in, who has the keys, and which laws protect it. Sovereign cloud provides those guarantees. In this module, you will learn to navigate different cloud models, understand complex compliance requirements, and formulate the secure cloud strategy that respects the new digital borders shaping our world. Sovereign cloud stands on three core pillars. The first is data residency. This is simple: the physical location where your data is stored, the country of the data center. The second pillar is operational control. This answers the question, who has the keys? It ensures that only trusted personnel, often local citizens, can access and manage the infrastructure. The third and most important pillar is legal jurisdiction. This means your data is subject to the laws of the country where it resides, insulating it from foreign government access requests. What's driving this trend? First, powerful geopolitical factors. Countries around the world are declaring digital sovereignty to protect their economies and citizens. Second, a wave of regulations. Europe's GDPR was the landmark, but by now, in 2025, dozens of countries have similar data privacy laws that mandate where and how citizen data can be stored. Think of regulations like Brazil's LGPD, India's Digital Personal Data Protection Act, and California's CCPA. Navigating this web of rules is now a standard cost of doing business globally. Finally, national security is a major driver. Governments are demanding that data related to critical infrastructure like healthcare, energy, and finance stays within their borders. For any organization operating in these sectors or across borders, understanding and implementing a sovereign cloud strategy is no longer optional. Strategic insight. The biggest challenge for leaders is navigating this complex regulatory landscape. A mistake can lead to massive fines, up to 4% of global revenue under GDPR, and severe reputational damage. Strong data governance isn't just about compliance. It's a competitive advantage. It builds trust with customers, who are more aware of their data rights than ever before. Another strategic risk is vendor lock-in. Relying on a single cloud provider can be risky. A multi-cloud strategy, using different sovereign clouds for different regions, provides resilience and flexibility. Technical challenge. Let's talk security. It's vital to understand the shared responsibility model. The cloud provider secures the infrastructure, but you are responsible for securing your data and access within that infrastructure. The two most fundamental technical controls are encryption at rest, securing data on the disk, and encryption in transit, securing it as it moves across networks. Both are essential. Next is identity and access management, or IAM. In a sovereign environment, this is critical. You must have granular control over who can access what data, from where, and under what conditions. This means enforcing principles like least privilege, where users only have access to the absolute minimum data required to do their jobs. Finally, your technical teams must map compliance frameworks to specific controls. A rule like data must not leave the EU translates to configuring services in a specific European data center region.
Strategic insight. How do you adopt a sovereign cloud? First, you evaluate providers. Hyperscalers like AWS, Azure, and Google now offer sovereign solutions, alongside specialized local providers. You must choose the right deployment model. A public cloud offers scalability, a private cloud offers control, and a hybrid model offers a mix of both. The right choice depends on your specific security and compliance needs. Be prepared for the strategic challenges. Sovereign solutions can sometimes be more expensive, and they require skilled talent to manage complex, distributed cloud environments. Budgeting for both the technology and the talent is a critical part of a successful sovereign cloud strategy. Technical challenge. Data migration is a major hurdle. Moving terabytes of sensitive data to a new sovereign region requires meticulous planning to avoid downtime and ensure data integrity. You must also consider network latency and performance. If your users are in Latin America, but your data must legally reside in Europe, your application architecture needs to account for that delay. This can involve using content delivery networks, CDNs, or edge computing to cache non-sensitive data closer to your users while keeping the core data in its sovereign location. Finally, implementing robust data governance policies as code is key. This means automating the enforcement of your data rules to reduce the risk of human error. Let's recap. Sovereign cloud is built on 3 pillars: data residency, operational control, and legal jurisdiction. It's about ensuring your data is safe and compliant within digital borders. This is driven by global regulations, national security concerns, and the growing demand for digital sovereignty. Why does this matter to you now? Because data is the lifeblood of the modern enterprise. Its location and control are directly tied to risk, trust, and your license to operate in key markets. A proactive sovereign cloud strategy is no longer a niche IT issue. It is a board-level imperative for any global business. Time to apply this. Leaders and decision-makers, choose a specific type of sensitive data your organization handles, like customer personal data or financial records. Outline the key regulatory requirements you must follow for that data. Which country's laws apply? Are there specific data localization rules? Engineers, technicians, and students, imagine you're building a cloud application that stores European user data. Map at least 3 security controls, like encryption, multi-factor authentication, or network firewalls, to the specific GDPR requirement they help fulfill. Remember these 3 things. 1. The cloud has borders, and your data has a passport. 2. Sovereignty is about control, where your data lives, who has the keys, and whose laws apply. 3. A smart sovereign strategy builds trust and mitigates risk. Subscribe now to stay ahead of the digital curve. In the comments, tell us, what's the biggest data privacy challenge you face in your industry? We've secured our data's location and control, but what about the environmental impact of these massive data centers? How do we ensure our digital growth is responsible and sustainable? That's our final topic. Master Module 6, Sustainable Digital Transformation, and learn how to align your technology strategy with our planet's future. Watch it next. Thanks for watching. See you next time.